Revolutionary greetings to all and sundry, my dear fellow countrymen and women of the once independent state of the Southern Cameroons. Today is the 29th of May, the year 2020. I come today with a heavy heart, but all the same, though my heart is heavy, I will end up in happiness. It is very painful. It is so difficult to bear that our own Mola Njoh Litumbe, who has lived his whole life fighting for the freedom, for total freedom, not mitigated freedom, for the people of the Southern Cameroons, has finally left us without being part of the group that will walk into freedom in Boya and shout, "Free, free, at last we are free." Mola Njoh Litumbe spent his whole life and never ever, even for 1 second, wavered in his strong support, in his strong militantism, and in his fervent belief that the freedom of the people of the Southern Cameroons was something worth fighting and dying for. Despite being arrested a couple of times, despite being tortured, despite being deprived of some of the goodies, or I call them apparent goodies, that have been mirrored before a lot of other persons, Mola Njoh remained true to himself. There was a time even in this movement when there was no sign at all that the critical mass of the Southern Cameroons will rise to seek what truly belongs to them. Even at that time, Mola Njoh Litumbe did not waver. He told himself, although the tides are hard, but from a distance, I can hear the sound of the people drumming. I can hear the sound of the people rising to fight for their freedom. I can hear the sound of the people marching against the colonial regime in Yaoundé to seek what truly belongs to them, to take back their country and to leave a better future for Southern Cameroonian children that will come after all of us. He stood firm. Even when they went to the international courts, for example, the court in the Banjul, and came away with a judgment which ended up sterile because there was no enforcement mechanism, Mola Njoh remained himself. He remained strong. The memory I have of Pa is a great one. I had the good luck to be part of his 92nd birthday celebration in 2017 in Maryland. It was a great moment when young Southern Cameroonians came together from all obedience, from all forms of political obedience, all forms of thought, whether they were federalists, whether they were restorationists, or whether they were independentists, they came together to celebrate Pa because Pa always remained a unifying factor. And I had that singular pleasure again, still in 2017, to sit in the middle between Mola Njoh Litumbe and Justice Alobwede. These two have now moved into the world beyond. They have now traveled unto glory, but their memories will remain very strong in us. The ideals that these two stood for should be our guiding principles as we continue to prosecute this movement for freedom. Take note, Mola Njoh Litumbe, Justice Ebon Alobwede, and all of those who went just recently, they will not cross the bar until we do what they are expecting of us. They will not be able to cross the bar until they see us shouting and dancing in Boya, and their spirits will join us and they will travel safely across the bar. We must be determined, wherever we are, whatsoever we are doing, to lead this fray logically to the end. Mola Njoh Litumbe never told himself that it made sense to hand it over to the next generation. He fought it for all 93 or 95 years that he lived. There is no reason why any of us should think that we will not finish this struggle at our time, that we will not cross the finish line now, that we should leave it again to the next generation. No, we shan't. My dear people, I remember the words that Mola Njoh Litumbe uttered during our live show on Southern Cameroon's television with Dexter Brains as the moderator. He made clear that there is no way a Njumba marriage, Njumba, a come we stay, can become permanent. He said there is no way someone will rape you and in the end you think that it made sense to marry that same person. He said there is no way that falsehood can prevail over truth. He said it's always going to be a matter of time. We must stand to these ideals. We must come to the agreement of this particular assertion by even Justice Ebong Alobwede that we are not going to ever live as a free people until we attain the freedom we seek. They were all unanimous that there is no way La République du Cameroon in any form or shape will ever recognize the people of the Southern Cameroons as humans. Their belief was that we will fight and fight and fight until we obtain that which belongs to us. Let us be strong. The only way we will pay real tribute to the memories of Mola Njoh Litumbe, Justice Ebong Alobwede, and all those heroes fighting on the ground in the Southern Cameroons, Mama Api and others who are gone, is to make sure we deliver this freedom. There are moments some people sit and say, when I look at what is happening, I think truly and sincerely that there is so much disorder. I think truly and sincerely that we have lost traction. My dear brothers and my dear sisters, you have to be the change you want to see. You have to be the order you want to see. You have to participate in guaranteeing that success you are looking for. If that doesn't happen, if it doesn't begin with you, we're going to get nowhere. That thought has to begin with you. And from you and me and all the others, we will think in the same direction. We have made a lot of sacrifices. Our people have sacrificed enormously, and this is not the time to give up. Thank you to all and sundry who are working very hard to make sure we keep the memory of Mola Njoh Litumbe alive by doing the kind of things he would have continued doing if he were still alive. Thank you to all and sundry. As we prepare in our own way to continue praying for him and to ensure in whatever way, form or shape that he has a befitting burial, a befitting farewell, let me take the opportunity to pass this very important message to the people of Kumba. The people of the Southern Cameroons did not participate in any election in February of 2020. Whoever emerged from those elections that were completely and heavily boycotted, even their own doctored figures show that participation rate in Southern Cameroons was not above 3%. And we know those who constituted what could even be about that 3%, the soldiers, the gendarmes, the policemen, and some of the people they chartered from here and there to bring into our territory. Therefore, you are in Kumba. Someone comes to you, says he's your city mayor, or he's mayor of Kumba 1, 2, 3, or what or whatsoever, I don't know. And they tell you that you should ignore the resistance that you have embraced since 2016, that you should turn your back to the ghost towns. That is our own form of civilian resistance, our own way of showing the world that we truly want what we stand for. Those people must be jokers. They should not only be ignored, they should be told in their faces who they are. My dear people of Kumba, remember that when everything will be over, it is not very much. The support of those we already know would definitely have supported us that will come to the fore. It is mostly going to be the silence of those who ought to stand with us, but who have decided to go mute. That is what we will remember most. We will also remember the actions and the activities of those whose children we are also fighting for, because those actions and activities have cost tens, hundreds of lives of our people. My dear people of Kumba, I trust you very much, and I know that you know exactly what you are fighting for. I know that you understand the task before us. I know that you have measured the stakes very well, and that come Monday, you will do what you know is absolutely right. You will continue to stand with the resistance. You will continue to send that message to the world that until the bells of freedom toll in Boya, there is no stopping. To God be the glory.